And with that, let's jump into the show. What we starting with? Why start
with Diddy, man? Biggest thing that's happening. We haven't spoken on it yet.
Okay, so now
we haven't spoken about P. Diddy run the city yet. Go up, and then that should be the. Nah, you're going up too much. Go down.
It's nothing in between.
Yeah, it disappeared, huh?
Got up out of
there. I'm gonna send it right back. Diddy got indicted though, man. Hold on, let me send it to y'all.
Yeah, I guess if you've been underneath a rock, you don't know that he has been indicted. He's been in jail for what? Going on 2 weeks. 2 weeks, going on 3.
Wow, that's crazy.
He was denied bail, and it's just a lot of stuff is starting to pile on as far as new accusations. Just as recently, they implemented a hotline, a Diddy hotline.
That's wild. Yeah, 120 people out of Texas came out.
Yeah, they said they got over 3,000 calls.
Yeah,
but
and they vetted it down to $120.
Yeah, 120.
With the youngest being a 9-year-old boy.
Yeah, yeah.
Disturbing.
Very, very disturbing.
Yeah.
Up until this point, though, none of the accusations were of anybody underage, and there was a bit of a kind of a kind of a split amongst people saying, well, he didn't do anything illegal.
Well, I feel like split is a strong word. I'm gonna say about like 80-20.
Yeah, I would say a little bit more than that.
Yeah, of people not supporting, but people just like, what's going on here? Like, what are we doing here?
I think it was a little bit more people that saying like, all right, well,
because I was kind of on that side. I'm still kind of on that side.
Freak shit is freak shit, but it's not illegal.
Yeah,
you understand what I'm saying?
It's the sex trafficking part that becomes illegal.
Well,
and what sex trafficking is to me is very vague, and it's very malleable based on what happens after you get trafficked. I think if you're okay with the trafficking, then it's okay. But I think if you have a bad short time after the trafficking, then it becomes sex trafficking.
Okay.
Because we live in a flued out culture where the city girls talking about getting flued out.
I was gonna ask that. I'm glad you said that, because I was gonna make a point regarding that. Is it a coincidence or is it irony that she was the one that kind of coined the phrase of being flued out, and now being flued out could actually be considered being trafficked?
I think it's a coincidence.
You think it's a coincidence? I really don't believe in coincidences.
Okay.
I think she coined the phrase, and that she popularized chicks getting flown out to different cities by dudes, and dudes flying chicks out.
It was happening already. She was just rapping about shit that was happening. The high price prostitutes,
it wasn't strippers. It wasn't normalized, right?
It was happening already in a certain subculture.
This is when flat screens was fucking $3,000. Now they're at Walmart. They're affordable. Now regular niggas is flying chicks out.
Yeah, because of social media, people don't live
exactly. But it was popularized by her though.
Right.
She was the one that coined the phrase "flued out," and now dudes is like, yo, if I want to be on that level, if I want to bag a certain chick or whatever, the baddie chick, this is what they're expecting. And now,
or for the squares, they just like, yo, there's this nice girl that lives in Ohio. She's cool. Let me shoot her a DM.
Yeah.
Getting rhythm. And now while you're talking to her, maybe you have like a little nasty time and talking, and then you're like, all right, matter of fact, I'll spend the money to put you up to fly you up here.
Yeah.
Put you in a hotel room.
I'm beginning to think that
we can't see you. I don't know. Who's talking to us?
Oh, here you
go. There you go. There we go.
All right. So I'm beginning to think that the average Joe, as you say, GB, that's not the issue. Right? People who meet people, this is a smaller world now, right? So people who meet people through the internet and want to visit, I don't think that's the issue. I think for him it's the issue of these were technically sex workers.
Yeah.
So he's kind of flying people in commercially almost to pay for.
Can you pull up a definition of sex trafficking so we know exactly what we're working with?
Sex trafficking meaning, right?
Yeah.
The recruitment, harboring, transportation, provision, obtaining, patronizing, or soliciting of a person for the purpose of a commercial sex act, in which the commercial sex act is induced by force, fraud, or coercion, or in which the person induced to perform such act has not attained 18 years of age.
Okay. So you got minors, they got people that have been tricked, or people. I mean, it's vague. It's
not
vague.
really vague. If you're hiring a sex worker, she's not coerced.
No,
she's
no,
not...
they said more than that. They said fraud. Fraud is. There's a lot of gray area in fraud. If I told you that I'm gonna get you in the Hilton and now you're at the La Quinta, but I paid for it still, that's fraud technically, right? Fraud could be anything you want to.
Okay.
You're supposed to take me shopping. You know what I mean? But you never took me shopping. That's fraud, right?
I guess you could say that's sort of like scamming. I told you was gonna get this, you're gonna get that, you're gonna get that, and then you didn't get it.
So you didn't get as much because you didn't give me as much as because the trafficking. We reviewed a video a couple of months ago. Remember in the hotel room where dude was mad at Shorty?
Yeah.
He started recording like, yo, look, she made me fly her out. She got me this hotel room and she's saying that she didn't want to do nothing.
Yeah.
And we were saying like, yo, good girls, y'all are playing the prostitute game.
Yeah, you did say that. You said that. You were saying that for a while. Yeah. And
they're playing a dangerous game. Like we've been saying it for a minute. Like, yo, I don't know what y'all think y'all doing, but this ain't for y'all.
Well,
y'all listen to that music too much.
Fast forward, they're protected at this point. So if they want to, they got recourse now. If, let's just say, for instance, it doesn't go their way, or they feel a way about the situation, they can always cry foul. They don't even have to actually physically have sex or anything with the person. If they feel like they were defrauded, coerced, or any way,
yeah,
they can just say like, I was trafficked.
Yeah.
If, you know, it's kind of, I hate to say it, but it's the, you can cry the R word without actually physically even being touched at all. You understand what I'm saying? And it's kind of holding similar weight. But all right, let's go into the clip that we got. We got a clip of Sherry Shepherd. She has a lawyer on the show breaking down Diddy's charges, because at this point, I really have no idea what he's really being charged with, because we don't know what's civil and we don't know what's the criminal charges. Yeah. All right. Why is that on it? I guess follow link. Share this tab.
It's about happening.
Yeah.
Mouse. I don't got no mouse, bruh.
Just go back to that tab and just share that tab instead.
All straight? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do it.
You could.
There's so many allegations and legal mumbo jumbo from the release indictment. I thought it would be best to have an expert following the case to break it all down. Would you please welcome former prosecutor and criminal defense attorney, Bernarda Villalona. Hi, Bernarda.
Hi.
So you got to help us understand. It's so much going around. What exactly is Diddy being charged with?
Exactly. So this case is about money, power, respect, sex, drugs, and violence. It's important to remember that Sean Diddy Combs is presumed innocent, and we have to separate the civil allegations as well as the court of public opinion to what the criminal case is all about. So Sean Combs was arrested last week and charged on 3 federal counts: racketeering, conspiracy, sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion, and transportation with intent to engage in prostitution. So pretty much what they're saying is that Sean Diddy Combs used his enterprise, made a criminal enterprise to engage in these acts of sex trafficking, bribery, arson, kidnapping, a whole bunch of allegations that he used in.
So those charges initially, when I got those, when I heard those charges, I'm like,
can you put us big on the screen? I'm sorry.
Like, all right, like, you know.
What?
He's having a good time. Like
Just hit
This?
no. Go, just hit the on our screen.
Mhm.
Hit the no on our on down below. Hit the man on the left corner.
Oh,
boom, 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 boom.
gotcha.
Boom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, at first I was just like, yo, you having a good time. Like, you know, like
I think that's the rock star life.
we saw it even in as recently as the Straight Outta Compton movie, where after the party they had like the hotel room and everything like that. They had the groupies. Rock stars had groupies. I thought groupies were just part of being famous. It's
Yeah.
kind of when you take the groupies with you and take them across lines, it becomes a little vague. But
I thought that was a thing. There would be probably groupies that would become roadies, and
yeah,
they would they if they got, I guess if they got lucky enough, they were able to travel with the band
right.
across the country from state to state, and maybe they may sleep with a couple of the band members.
Now we were always hearing like stories of like underage girls being involved in that, and that's bad. You know, we never really want to, condone that. But I feel like if a woman is old enough and she can make her own decisions, why can't she live that life?
Yeah, pretty much it's her prerogative, right? But that's where I think we're having a bit of trouble. And where does somebody's own free will trip over to being coerced? You understand what I'm saying? Or being forced? I'm not sure.
Forced is like, yo, I'm gonna kill your family if you don't come.
Yeah, okay.
Forced is not like I'm gonna stop paying your rent if you don't come.
Is that coercion?
Is it?
I'm not sure. That's why the areas are so gray at this point, and certain tactics have been going on, or not even tactics.
Why you come?
Now,
why?
And also, when it comes to the music business, right? Maybe some of these people are in control of careers.
Yes.
And they could say, if you don't do what I need you to do, I might not put that record out, or I may not get you the distribution you need, or whatever the case was, or just using their career kind of, to
as leverage.
But that would be the party goers, the people that are attending the party, not necessarily the sex workers, right? So he's being charged with bringing sex workers across the country, right? From different places, or flying people in, or whatever, from wherever they are, or women that, I guess, I'm not sure if it was a business transaction or a personal transaction, or a business situation or a personal situation.
Well, I guess it's just, to ensure that the parties are top notch, right? Or because we've all been to parties, right? We as single men, let's just say, you kind of only hope to bag something, right? And
yeah, sex parties are dope, yo.
Not even not those kind. But I'm just saying regular.
But like
a regular
you're
party.
talking about like, yo, if you don't have to, if you go to a party, right, and you don't have to bag a chick to take her home and hit, and you could just, you're going to the party, you're gonna hit something.
It's just something there for you already.
I guess
which I don't think is necessarily a negative thing. If you're throwing parties, and you got these famous people in there, you got people with some money, got people with some clout, no money, right? And you're trying to ensure that everybody has a good time. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have what people need. Alcohol is part of that.
There's been a party. There were
just a party
in my lifetime. There was the Playboy Mansion. Then the Playboy Mansion transitioned into Diddy's parties, and now the best party is Michael Rubin.
Not
There's always been a party.
Okay, can I ask you a question? Right, you promoted parties before, right?
Yeah.
Like, how ill could a party get? Like, as far as like, all right, you dancing, like, all right, the DJ's dope, and people are dancing, having a good time. Like, how good could a party actually get?
Well, party.
So how can you take a party to the next level?
The party can get crazy because the crazier the party gets, and gets
crazy?
Filled up. Well, like people and like buzz and everything like that.
Okay.
Now to get into the party means a lot to people now.
Okay.
So that, and people don't want to wait online. People want to feel important and be able to come into the party.
Okay.
So now that's where you, as a promoter, have like a lot of leverage where you can like let people into your party.
So let's talk about a Diddy party, right? We're talking about celebrities, A-list, B-list, but they're celebrities, right? They're not regular folks. And if they're the ones saying, yo, he throw the dopest parties.
Yeah.
Which they do.
Is it like, yo, the DJ was that dope? Or it's like, yo,
nah,
it has to be something else going on.
It's the extras
that makes them say
No,
his shits is off the hook.
No, the party is
That's an
only
old
as
term now,
good.
right?
It's all right.
The party is only
perfect
as
place.
good as the people that are there. Like for like a night, for like an ill party, for like us, it would be like the most sections of people popping bottles, the most like everybody's balling, everybody's just chilling,
or
everybody's peaceful. You know what I mean?
Or
stuff like that.
Or personnel.
Like a Diddy party, it would be
personnel. Like
personnel.
Like for instance, let's say you are a B-lister, right?
Gotta be there.
Just you just happy to be there.
Yeah.
And let's say you might have run into a
Leo DiCaprio.
Maybe you've seen him before. Maybe you've seen him in passing. But at this night, I saw Leo DiCaprio on top of the DJ booth, getting it. You know what I mean? He had a shorty with him or whatever. You know, they was drinking. Everybody was right. So I think
bigger than Leo, you see Harvey Weinstein there, the person that
maybe-
can get you into the movie
and maybe
or fund your movie.
maybe this is just a big maybe here. Maybe this is a place where the celebrities get to feel just to be them, right? Just to be not have to be on. Because like think about it, at Michael Rubin's party, everybody's famous, really, right? So it's almost like where it's the chance for everybody to kind of let their guards down and to just have a good time without
Rock
having
Nation
to worry about
brunch.
things of that nature.
It's about rubbing shoulders with people. It's about being an influencer. You had a great year. Now I get to be at this party and I get to rub shoulders with all these influential people. I got a picture with Kim Kardashian, Odell Beckham, Robert Kraft,
give me
all the same night.
Give me an example of who would be saying that. Is another A-list celebrity? Does he or she really care that this person was at the party?
No, I do think so.
Casanova, when he made it to the Rock Nation brunch, that was a big deal for him.
No, I get it, right? But
Yeah.
I'm right. If you already at the top of the food chain, now people at the top of the food chain have said that he got like Tyrese said it, right? He throws some ill parties. Now Tyrese, when he's probably going to those shits. Talking about Diddy, right? Tyrese said, "Yo, he got the ill parties is ill." Marlon Wayne's parties is ill, right? And let's say Tyrese is doing Transformers at the time, so he A-lister. He doing Fast and Furious.
Listen,
what all right, let me finish. What makes his party so ill? That's why I feel like the party favorites have to be there for them to be like, yo, this shit is off the.
Listen,
it's crazy.
I absolutely want to go with the party favor theory. There's probably a lot of party favors, but you could also think about at that level, there's still a scale, right? It's the reason why. Okay, you can look at Drake; he's huge.
Mm-hmm.
Look at Rihanna; she's huge. You would think that there would be like, but at some point in time, Rihanna could look at Drake and go, you know what I mean? Is regular or whatever their relationship has driven it to, right? So, like I said, celebrities still do have that scale of, yeah, we might both be A-listers, but oh shit, there she go right there. She might feel, or there he go right there, whatever the case was. But I do want to say, yeah, Ronco, it probably has to be the favors. It has to be, the extras in the building, you know what I mean, that make this thing go the way,
And it's the opulence, it's the excess, it's everything. Like I threw a party for the 4th of July.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's, it wasn't a Diddy party, but it's like you want to create a vibe.
Yeah.
You want to have people over. You want to have people talking. You want everybody to have a good time. You want to have the right amount of people there, right amount of liquor going, everything like that. You know what I mean? So when you're talking about a Diddy party, like
I think
a party that's on the next level, he's shipping everybody out to the Hamptons, So it's like,
okay, you think that's what gets it?
I'm sure that's
you don't think it's like, all right, there's a free flowing, all right, drinks is gonna be there.
Yes,
he own a liquor company, right? Let's be the whoever's the illest DJ gonna want to do that party regardless.
Right? A bunch of DJs
want to do it. Yes, right?
D-Nice on the set, everybody's on the set. Yeah.
All right. So you curate the vibe.
Yeah.
Now, when you get to the next level, it has to be something else. It has to be like, yo,
It's
nigga,
the guest list.
you could just go in the bathroom and get a blowjob or something, or
Oh,
they got all the coke.
Oh,
Coke is
boy.
flowing there.
Now we're here.
You know what I mean? And I think
Now we're
that
here.
now all these people speak about the party, but they won't say why, or they won't ever admit to indulging in none of this stuff, right? But they're being awfully quiet during all this time. You know what I mean? But they'll say they went to the party and he threw some great parties.
This is their private life. You know what I mean? Like Robert Kraft. Like
I said, it's their chance where they get to be under the radar a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And just be themselves, because everybody's of status. Everybody has something to lose. Everybody, you know, spends 6 days out of the week. You know, these are actors, 6 days out of the week and being something, right, for a camera, being something that they're supposed to be. And this might be the one time that everybody kind of gets together to do, you know, the things that
everybody needs a little off the record time.
Off the record time.
Okay.
But now, when you're having off the record time with complete strangers and strangers who want fame and will do anything for fame, that's where you have a conundrum.
Yeah.
You can't be that vulnerable in front of fucking strangers, dog.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like niggas, like, and they doing some weird shit at these parties.
Well,
I suppose.
I'm assuming a Diddy party is like Vegas. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
That's what it was supposed to be.
Not in this new day and age.
Yeah.
You know. All right, we're going back to the clip.
Yeah.
I think we got most of it, but matter of fact, now we don't even need to.
No more of that.
I got a question for y'all. If you're Diddy in this case, right? Should he testify? Should he get on the stand?
He better get up there and get to explaining.
What could he explain? Because first of all,
okay,
I'm not sure if you should testify if you're going to incriminate yourself. Let's not be naive and feel like he didn't do nothing wrong, right?
Yeah.
Now, if something is normal practice, but it's still illegal, it's illegal. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, if we all on a hush about it, but we all know we rob banks, we can't really, you know, and I get caught and everybody else, I can't snitch on everybody because we was all doing this shit.
Well, listen,
you saying what I'm
robbing
saying?
banks is a little bit excessive. I would say, like, all right, if we sharing like Netflix accounts, like this is like something very like
all right.
Prostitution is like it should. Someone's buying some pussy right now.
I get it, but this
like,
is where
everywhere.
Let's move it a little bit further, right? Because the problem is that, and this is what I think is getting to, but what they're not really saying is that it's the drugging. It's the spike bottles of alcohol for the girls that he does bring in to curate the vibe. And he makes sure they're to the point where they're ready. They're ready to go.
Well, okay, listen. Obviously, giving somebody something that they are not aware of, yes, that is a crime. I would think.
Yeah. Big time.
But to go back to the point of testifying, as you've been watching, a huge narrative has already been built around this whole thing, right? And from his prison stay, people are building narratives around him not eating the food and why they're not eating the food, why he's suicide watch, and why he's on suicide watch. Narratives are continuously being built. I believe kind of with Bill Cosby also too, like you cannot walk into here. Okay, like you said, you can't walk into here trying to uphold your A1 image. Right now is the time to show that you are nothing less than a human who has access, right? And like for Bill, one of the things I always thought Bill could have did and said, well, he got out because of a loophole, yada yada yada. But originally they threw his ass under the spot, right? Why? Because Bill attempted to maintain being America's dad and not speaking, while the whole entire world was painting him as one particular thing. If Bill would have got up there and said, look, I got rich fast, right? I liked to party. And when I like to party, I myself was on every drug that was available to man.
Mm-hmm.
And if you party with me, these are the things that were available because this is what I was doing.
Okay.
Now, mind you, does it make anything right or wrong or right? But what it does do is tell the people that you yourself had an issue.
You humanize yourself.
You humanize yourself. I think Diddy needs to try his.
Yeah, but Bill was putting them hoes to sleep before he played. Like,
remember,
like Bill, like his pussy sleep.
All I can say is this: it was so long ago they cannot tell what actual drugs were there, right? He cannot. He can just say, "Yo, I was sniffing whatever and drinking
Bill
whatever
like
until we all fell asleep."
Bill had like 50 women saying that, yo, they woke up with their pussy hurt though. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I think that
putting them to sleep is crazy, but getting on a stand, like they making it seem like it's the craziest thing in the world.
All he
like,
could do is snitch.
There's no
though.
way that he should.
No, I don't know. I don't know. I think he could snitch on him. I think he could.
If he
that's not going to work.
Only thing, okay, if he humanizes himself, that could just reduce his time. He can't.
But I think that's all at this point, at this particular phase. Reducing his time is probably his best bet, right? Because I don't think you're gonna walk out of there scot-free with nothing.
That's my next question. How much time do he get? Cool, because we all think he's going to jail, right?
Yes.
All right.
I think he may catch a dub. I think he may catch a dub, and in the federal system, be able,
20?
Yeah, I think he may catch a dub.
Dang.
I was gonna say 10, 15.
I was going
to say 5 to 7.
Within the federal system, he'll be able to knock.
I was going to say 5 to 7.
Good behavior and 85% of the time spent.
Yeah.
First offense. Well, first offense.
Where are the men?
I mean, technically, who?
Where are the men?
Which men?
Hiding.
Why?
We hiding.